Hey, guys, anybody see what John did with my copy of Avengers number 8? I almost swore and said we nailed it. Good evening, Carol and John Shoppers. We have fun around here. To let you know how much we actually prepared for that, we brought ties, just in case.
Just in case.
And, go ahead. This is real Jell-O. And that's a real Avengers number 8, kinda. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Tuesday night. We thought about that one for a long time, didn't we? Yeah. I did a lot of research last night. I watched all of season 2 of The Office. But welcome. We had a really wonderful Winston World sale this past weekend. Wherever that cat is, he was super stoked about it. There he is.
He was in the intro.
He was super stoked. Was he?
Yeah.
Nice. He's famous now.
Yeah.
No one knew who he was.
He's been famous.
Yeah, but that was a great sale. Our next half off back issue sale, because we're here to sell comics, right? Is on April 20th. 420 is our late night comics. We're gonna pull out a ton of dollar issues like we normally do. I'm not sure what the assortment is next time. Did John tell anybody?
He did not. No
We'll
details yet.
It's gonna be great. But we're gonna have a guy doing a signing, a local artist, kind of local here, and then local to Amsterdam, named Chad. He has a couple local books he put out, or creator-owned books he put out called Chad in Amsterdam about his exploits abroad, and then the re-up when he used to do illegal things. Cool comics though, great reads. We have some of them for sale. He'll bring some with him, so make sure to buy them from us or him, get them signed. That's going to be a great night. That's all we have upcoming at the moment. We are having a staff free comic book day roundup meeting on the 4th, which means that's about to be very real, and we're all excited about that. But other than that, we got a whole table of new comics this evening. We'll get to those in a second. I got some first appearances. First, I'd like to say thank you, John Cheer, for looking mischievous in the back. Thank you for Kyle for doing half the camera work and being a straight shooter. Raph, thanks for dropping those boards and being here. But yeah, that was fun.
And
first appearances, I'll come around there.
Yes.
And Andrea for carrying boxes.
And Andrew for carrying boxes and doing half the camera work, of course. And everybody for tipping in on how to do the Jell-O. That is legitimately the first time I've ever made Jell-O in my entire life.
Really?
And I 100%.
Now he'll put comics in it every time.
I thought there was a lot more involved in that. First appearances. I left my note card because I knew I wasn't going to remember it after thinking about it.
It's a tough week. It's a tough week on these.
Star Wars Return of the Jedi has an anniversary this year, so they're doing one-shots. This is the first one. Star Wars Jabba's Palace is the first appearance of Sylvan Khan. How'd you call him? Like a Twi'lek?
He's a Twi'lek, yes.
He's a feisty Twi'lek.
He's a little scandalous.
Avengers Beyond is the first appearance of the Lost One. And Clobbering Time, this one was dumb, is the first appearance of Ogdu Frazee.
Yeah, that's good enough. It's
All
like,
right.
yeah, he's a bad guy in this.
Okay. Of villain.
Yes.
We say that in the comic book industry. From DC, you've got Unstoppable Doom Patrol. This is probably a big one. This is the first appearance of Beast Girl. And we've got some cool stuff to talk about when we get to this book on the table. And then Action Comics is the first appearance of, you guessed it, the Necro Hive, which is actually kind of a cool name. But those are our first appearances this week. If you'd like any of them in your file, please let us know. And as always, when we get to the table and variants, please be specific with your variant requests, and we would love to get them in your file or your homes, or we'll take your money for them.
Or your Jell-O.
The other thing I'd like to remind everybody, which actually someone didn't know over the weekend, and I've been told, if you missed something new from the video, or if you're looking for older issues, like recent issues, let us know, especially with trade paperbacks and graphic novels, because we can usually order those things. It was actually surprising for me to hear people say they didn't know we could order stuff we didn't have, comic-wise. So now it's out there. YouTube audience, you're welcome to let us know that too.
Stuff from like 2 years ago, much more difficult. Stuff from like 3 weeks ago,
a couple months ago,
4 months ago. Yeah,
I'd say 6 months is the cutoff where it would be pretty common
It's
to not
tougher.
be able to
Yeah.
order something. But yeah, all right, let's get to it. We brought some stuff back from the con this weekend. We got some guys giving us some samples for their cool business. They do some traveling. They're going to be C2E2. These retail for $100. They're on this really nice acrylic. So if you guys want either one of those are very cool. We got them for $50. There's a new previews this week. I should also mention, I don't have any in my hand, but Marvel and DC previews will be free with your Marvel or DC and DC purchases while we have them. So grab one of those. One thing from Scout Comics this week that I enjoyed greatly called Granite State Punk. I actually ordered this for myself, but I'm going to allow you guys to have it on the table. Aging punk rocker rebelling against his immortal witch coven and his parents, which is rad. It's a great turn. It's a good one shot. No commitment there. But now we're on to Image. We got two awesome number ones for Image this week. The first one's Indigo Children. It's a good, dense read about kind of a coming-of-age superhero story, or powers story, let's say. Kid with powers, a little bit of spy espionage, rough around the edges in a good way. Great read. We all like that one. It's kind of sleeper.
Oh, yeah.
And we got a 1 in 10 variant available for that. Don't know anything about the creative team.
Yeah.
They came out of nowhere, which is awesome. I like seeing that out of a book. Local Man by Tim Siegley is on number 10. And then, two. I caught it. I caught it. Wes Craig of Deadly Class fame. I got a t-shirt, by the way. Kaya, the first volume of that series, but that's going to continue going. There's a new issue in previews. And then for Mark Millar, Ambassadors is a mini-series with different artists each issue. This one's Frank Quitely. Kicks off with a bang. It's kind of Willy Wonka with it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with superpowers.
Yeah.
It's an easy elevator pitch. It's brutal, just like Mark Millar fashion. Kind of made to be a Netflix show. What do you know?
And Frank Whiteley just kills it on the artwork.
No lie.
So much.
100% agree. And now we've got Marvel Collected Editions. Yay. Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood, the Treasury
Everybody's
Edition.
excited.
I took mine home as soon as it came out of the box on Friday.
It's true.
Yeah, I was stoked. Great 4 issues, oversized, all Moon Knight, all brutal. The only color in it is blood. The most recent Thunderbolts miniseries collected, all 5 issues there. We love Savage Avengers Omnibus, don't we, John Cheer?
We do.
So we left that on the table.
I have read it all now.
Oh, you read it all before the video last week.
Yeah. No, I read 66% before the video. It finished like a day later. It was great.
But it's legitimately the best $100 you could spend in the store at the moment. No. Oh, we gotta get that 10% off.
know.
Put it
It
in
was
the
up for
Jello.
sale. It was for sale.
3 epic collections this week. Sorry, Brian. Avengers, Acts of Vengeance. We got Carnage, Web of Carnage, and Daredevil. Watch out for Bullseye. All chock full of classic story. Speaking of Wolverine, Weapon X by Barry Windsor Smith. All collected, new printing. And then the new Trials of X trade paperback that's on volume 7. One reprint from Marvel this week, Night Crawlers from the Sins of Sinister story arc, number 1 of 3 reprinted with a different cover, different colored cover. Star Wars from Marvel this week has the aforementioned Jabba's Palace one shot. Next one's Ewoks, and it looks wild. We've got a couple variants for that one. You guys want to?
This was a great story. It's all, if you remember the one droid who's getting pulled apart in the beginning of Return of the Jedi, this is his story as to how he got in that position. And it was
a terrible position.
Yeah. It's a really good story, though. It's for anybody who's especially fans of the first trilogy. Like, this is kind of like I'd want to have this in my arsenal.
So we got the regular cover, the connecting variant, and then the Peach Momoko variant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that
Leia.
Peach Momoko cover.
To what?
The other
Probably
one shots.
Ewoks
Okay.
and, yeah.
You got Ewoks Empire. They do a Lando one, I think. Star Wars High Republic's new issue this week's number 7. That'll be cover A. This will be your cover B. And now superhero stuff. Captain Britain, Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain. Getting weird. There's a new villain here, but I guess she's not like new, first appearance new. New to this series new. That's number 2. There she is on the cover. What do you know for cover B?
It's a villain variant.
Invincible Iron Man's on number 4. We've got the Alex Ross Timeless cover, which is probably our favorite so far.
Yes.
Easily.
Yes.
That welcome, or that, what do I call it? The Straight Out of Compton.
Yeah.
Straight Out of Compton Mandarin cover. And then we got a 1 in 25 variant, full frontal Iron Man on there.
Or Adams.
Well, yeah. But
Iron Man. Like, I don't know what variants are anymore. Daredevil number 9. There's a bunch on the table. Is there a reason there's a bunch on the table?
Yeah.
Because it's good?
Yeah.
Because it's really good?
It is good.
There you go. Another Alex Ross Timeless variant. We got Elektra. Though I don't think it's fair since she's been a hero these past few years.
Yeah, but she started off as an assassin, so close enough.
And then we got a 1 in 25 variant with the little
Radar sense.
radar sense. Thank you, Kyle. I was gonna struggle with that for a long time. And then a rare 1 in 100, the sketch variant for Alex Ross Timeless and Elektra. Strange Academy Finals is on number 5. We've got cover B for that one on the edge of the table there.
David Lopez.
For the variant?
Yep.
Oh, you did your
I researched a little bit.
I did not know. All right. I was just about to make them up.
Yeah.
Thor's on number 32. We're gearing up for a battle with Doom. The cover's cool, but the battle's gonna be the next issue. Nick Bradshaw. I was gonna guess that, and I'm glad I didn't, because.
But you would have been right.
Yeah. And then the Infinity Saga MCU cover. Deadpool's on number 5, which is a pretty sweet cover A. Find out that. Look, that's Carnage popping out of Deadpool's face. And then the sexy variant. I beat you to it. It's Phil Noto, right?
It is.
I got them both. Planet Hulk finishes up with number 5. This is the end of Planet Hulk World Broken.
World Breaker broken. Yeah.
And then two big number 1s on this row. Avengers Beyond number 1. Greg Land artwork all the way through. There are people more powerful than the Avengers.
And more powerful than Beyonder.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah.
But Beyonder just...
It's Jerry Curl Beyonder. I'm all about it. So.
Okay. All right. We've got a cover B on the table.
Also by Greg Land.
What do you know? My favorite number 1 this week, probably Andrea's too.
Oh, it's so good.
Previously web comics, but all collected here in one fun, silent one-shot. It's Jeff, all about Jeff the Land Shark and his shenanigans in the Marvel Universe. We've got a couple more over in the kids section because it's absolutely kids-friendly. And in the back, they say that his webcomic is going to continue, so that's cool too. And also, the most fantastic variant this week, we'll call it the Jaws variant. There's Jeff. It's upside-down Jaws.
Yeah.
There's Jeff. Because he's a land shark.
Yes.
And there's Namor on a rubber duck.
Oh, now it makes all this sense. I was wondering why he was
shark.
up there.
He's coming
All right.
from the air.
I got it.
What do you know? Another big number 1. Marvel's killing it this week. Venom Lethal Protector number 2, number 1. Part 2, number 1.
Yes.
I did not know Venom had camouflage powers. I'm a bad comic shop employee.
But that being said, the first Lethal Protector sold like gangbusters. Everybody likes that way more than Venom currently. If you like that, Michelini's writing this one. More of the same. And as we get to the third cover on the row, we will see who's going to be guest starring in this book. So we've got the regular cover. We've got the Alex Ross character variant.
Which is probably the second coolest one.
It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty great.
And then we have the awesome Peach Momoko Silver Sable variant. She shows up at the end of the book. She's going to hire Venom to do some stuff. So, I mean, how's Eddie Brock going to get some money? Work for Silver Sable.
How often do you get John Shear saying, here's what happens at the end of the book? Not often.
No.
You've known him for a long time. You've known him for a long time.
But, I mean, you need the hook. Yeah.
End of the row, we've got an end of a series. Sabretooth and...
Missed a Venom.
Yep.
Oh,
We
1
do
in
have the
25.
125.
And it's a wraparound, I believe.
Oh, Kyle's got the insider info. End of a miniseries with Sabretooth and the Exiles. That's number 5. Finishing up this week. Top row, we've got a one-shot for the Unforgiven story arc going through Spider-Man, now X-Men, and there'll be a Captain America one-shot dealing with the B-side of Marvel's vampires.
Yep.
Some vampires you never saw before and what they're dealing with the X-Men. A lot of classic Marvel girl in there. And then Clobbering Time. Number 1 of 5.
Yes. And it is Thing and Hulk together on a different world, potentially different dimension, but doing their Hulk and Thing clobbering stuff, and it's great. Like, if you just want to see... And Steve Scrooge did the artwork, so this cover art is all throughout the book. They fight monsters.
Oh, that splash page is crazy.
It's insane. It's wonderful. And the cover for issue 2 is just bonkers as well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, sure.
That's at the end of the book, too.
Yes. Yes, it is. So, yeah, we've got the regular cover. We have the Greg Smallwood cover. We have the Dan Jurgens cover. And then we have the 1 in 25 variant for that as well, which I think is Cassidy. But, no, Perez, I believe.
Good showing this week, Marvel.
Yeah.
The top of the DC table brings us a special treat in another form of spoilers from John Shear.
Yes.
We have, as mentioned before, the Unstoppable Doom Patrol #1 comes out this week. It is great. They're kind of old X Factor style, trying to save powered people from the clutches of crappy Gotham. But the cover, the other cover that came along with this book is a scratch-off cover, and John Shear has volunteered his to find out what personality Jane is going to be today. So there's a character in the book with multiple personalities, therefore multiple superpowers, and they will reveal themselves when you scratch off the cover.
Creepy demon face.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Just spoiling stuff all over the place.
It looks like real steam on the window.
I love a good gimmick cover. You remember that Harley Quinn Scratch and Sniff annual from a couple years ago? They did an adult version with like gasoline.
Looks so cool.
Let's see what the words are.
Uh-oh.
Black anise.
Nice.
That's
There
a
we
really
go.
good one.
Yeah.
And
Nicely done.
all right.
There
There
you
you
go.
have it, guys. That's why you tune in.
They really work.
So that'll be our scratch-off cover for Unstoppable Doom Patrol. A really great read. Nick Bradshaw's artwork kills it the whole time. We've got a cover B here, too, which is Zerdy.
Yep.
Yes.
And cover C
design.
is design cover. Okay, cool. Did we get that for Mark?
Yes.
Cool. Lazarus Planet, Revenge of the Gods is on issue 2 of 4 for that miniseries. Then we got Detective Comics number 1070. And cover B for that one, which is Kelly Jones.
Yep.
And 1 in 25 variant, which is not Doran.
It is not. She's done.
She's done.
Right.
And then a 1 in 50 variant, which is a shiny Kelly Jones.
Shiny.
Spiffy.
Cool, Ro.
Yep.
Did you say spiffy?
He did.
We gotta get spiffy t-shirts. My next thing on the reading pile, and probably the coolest cover A beyond Deadpool this week, Dark Knights of Steel, number 10. This is what we're gonna keep raving about because there's no more deceased until after the next issue.
Origin issue. More deaths. Like, it's everything you want from Dark Knights of Steel.
This is the book you should be reading.
Yes.
Just saying.
It's so good. Below that, we got Action, as we said before. First appearance of the Necro Hive. Again, I'm reading this because the Lois and Clark backup story is awesome. Like, it's great. We got the regular cover, and we have the spiffy, shiny variant 1 in 50 cover. The Harley Quinn is on 28, and we're now into the 499 because it has backup stories. And the backup story for this one is Little Harley in Nightmare Land, and it's awesome.
That's a great cover B.
It is
I
a
love
wonderful
this
cover
cover.
B. So, yeah. Final issue for Batman Gotham Knights Gilded City. Still got the code in there. So
Get your game code.
Yep, there you go. Gotham City Year 1. I've raved about it for 6 issues. I'm still going to say, if you haven't read it, you should. It's noir at its finest, and it is amazing. And they're in the final issue, I thought I knew all the twists, and I did not. So, yes, it's very good. Yeah. We've got the regular cover. We have the 1 in 25 variant right there. Stargirl's on its penultimate issue with the Lost Children number 5. Tim Drake Robin's on number 7. Tim goes on a date. And of course, bad guys show up and things go wrong.
Happens all the time.
I know. That's why I said it intentionally. So, yes. Blue Beetle Graduation Day is also on its penultimate issue with number 5. Let's go to Sandman Universe Dead Boy Detectives, number 4. Still gross?
Still.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what
Andrew has a
we
great
like to
gross
hear.
but not barometer.
Yes. It's great. Punchline's on number 6. Joker finally shows up. And look, more Joker in DC Ruby number 2. And then collected editions, Naomi Season 2, the whole thing by Bendis and David Walker. And I Am Batman Volume 1?
I think, yeah, this is volume 1.
Okay.
Because they had a volume 0.
Yes. All right. So this is all the Ridley I Am Batman stuff. Task Force Z, Volume 2.
That's the second one.
Oh, it's so good.
Two.
Yeah, that was a great series that probably a few people read, but more people should read it.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
It's like the second best zombie book DC's done.
Yeah.
And there's only 2, but they're like equally as good. It's Task Force Z with zombies, like
Yeah.
or Task
Yeah.
Force X with zombies. So like Suicide Squad brings back those dead guys and makes them go on missions, and it's like phenomenal. Like I don't know.
You got what? Red Hood controlling the whole group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who's pulling the strings, man?
right.
I couldn't tell you.
Right below that, Infinite Frontier, the whole series collected in there, in paperback. So yeah, but above that, Waller versus Wildstorm. This is the book Roth's been waiting for.
Kind of. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not wild.
he was iffy on
It's
it.
not Wildcats, but it's Stormwatch.
Yeah.
So like it's basically set in the 80s. You got Deathstroke, you got Waller, you got Stormwatch, all
I
that.
think I saw some Grifter in there, right?
Yeah.
But the big one is the cover B, which is a massive throwback to the 90s like image in the most wonderful way possible, perhaps.
Blatant, but enough to
Yes,
get me to buy
there
it,
we go.
probably.
Yes. And then we have a 1 in 25 variant for that there. And then below that, because we all love it, we've got a Superman #1 second print. So
Man, a freaking phenomenal first issue.
if you haven't like read it and you're like, oh, I need to read some Superman, here you go. This is what you need to read.
Just say it if you just need to read some comic books. It's
Well,
just
yeah.
It's a great first issue.
In Dark Horse, Hellboy in Love, penultimate issue for that, issue 4 or 5. Hard Boiled is by Frank Miller and Jeff Darrow, is out again in trade paperback. Jeff Darrow's intense and insane artwork is unsurpassed in this, and it is given free reign. And if you've never read it and you want to, we've got it in now.
Oh, I was gonna.
Yeah.
I was gonna let you do Hardbite. You want to do Mr. Man?
No, I don't know anything about it.
I know that it's a hardcover by Matt Kent, and
Oh.
it's an original graphic novel.
Oh, really?
So that's pretty great.
All right.
Right below that, we've got a Cleveland local writing Survival Street. Sorry. I know I forgot to warn you about that. James Asmus from Cleveland, writing Survival Street. It is the dark side of puppet show business. Very political, but in a good way and an entertaining way. You can see the dichotomy on the cover there. It was a phenomenal miniseries. Now it's all collected in paperback. We got Rick and Morty number
3.
Is it hidden? Number 3? Oh, there it is at the top. From American Mythology, Monster Tag Team. Next to it, more horror books. Something is Killing the Children, number 30. And then a cool one from Mad Cave that we were super stoked about. The art on the inside is the same as the art on the cover. And I really appreciate that he has a cup of coffee, though I don't know how he's going to drink it. It's an exploration of a wasteland with like some weird post-apocalyptic artwork. Really great. I met with the Mad Cave dudes when we were in Pittsburgh, and they were just super enjoyable to be around. So I want to see more of their cool stuff. Below that, John Shear's Pick of the Week.
Dungeons and Dragons.
every
Saturday
way,
Morning
shape, and
Adventures.
form. Go ahead.
Like,
Here we go.
Grew up, and this was an awesome TV show. Like the animated series of Dungeons and Dragons. So now they put it, because the movie's coming out, they're going back to the well, and it is based off unproduced episodes of the original like cartoon from back in the day. And it's going to be a 5-issue miniseries. The first issue was fun. This is exactly what I wanted from this book. I pre-sold a ton of them, so like we're getting more back in. If you have any of that nostalgia, this is the book you want.
Yeah, you will see that we have one on the table, but don't fret. John Shear was very fervent, and I ordered 5 more, so please claim it if you'd like it. Number 4 of 5 for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers meets the Ninja Turtles. Looks like we're getting some turtle Power Ranger action.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
2 graphic novels from Octavia Butler that we never had before, Kindred and Parable of the Sower. And then a new Junji Ito collection, Tombs. I think it's a bunch of short stories, isn't it?
Yes, 9 new stories.
And you got to trust Andrea on horse stuff. When she knows about it, it's worth reading. On the kids side of stuff, kind of light this week. It's Jeff is there for the Chillins and their land sharks. Erratic Recharged is an all-ages graphic novel. It's the 2nd volume of Erratic from AWA. It's like a teen hero kind of coming into his own. And then I am Temple Grandin from the I Am series of hardcovers. I will point your attention to the front of the table. We've got some half-off DC Silver Age that John processed personally, John Dudas, and then he marked down a bunch of DC stuff. It's a good mix of stuff. To $1. So we're trying to make a little bit of room in the back issues to put some new stuff out before the sale. But that's it for the week, right?
Yeah.
I think we did our part. Now we're gonna go eat some green Jello, some time traveling Kang Jello. But that's it. Thank you guys for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you Wednesday for your books. And don't forget, that's us.